And this time by, we are in just about St. Louis. It is Gateway WorldWide Technology Raceway. And unfortunately, he's not on our screen right now, but the man we're going to focus on first tonight is the driver of the 99 machine, who is now off of the racetrack, but just beforehand, he was right on it. It's the 99 machine of Sean Rowe, now on the racetrack for the first time in quite a while with Matthew Brower. Now the man we are focusing on, and Sean Rowe, who had a very, very fierce battle with Sean Rowe's rival in that race, Matthew Brower. Last time by in Las Vegas, Rowe got the jackpot, and Sean took it from Matthew Brower. Brower not capable of getting that victory. Last week he seemed oh so dominant, but not come out with the W. Tonight the 73 machine looks to prove them all wrong and get his first win of the season. And as it stands, he is top of the charts by 33 of a second compared to James Thurston. A very close margin, as James Thurston has returned to the FORL Cup Series. And it turns out, as a matter of fact, James Thurston will be committing to the remainder of the second season of the FORL Cup Series. He will be running every race from here on out, and he is a great addition, and we are especially glad to have him join us for the remainder of this season. Thurston, always a fierce competitor. And with 3 minutes and 23 seconds remaining on the charts, he is in second on the practice charts. And he will be a force to be reckoned with. How about that? Andrew Cootie back as well in the number 9 machine. Cootie on his way. In this time, he is in a Jeff Gordon throwback scheme. Not at all the same look we are used to, but the drive of that 9 machine stays the same. Although it looks like tonight he will be representing the number 24 on the side of his car. And he will be looking quite a bit different in that Jeff Gordon throwback Exalta sponsorship and all. And right behind him, his teammate in the Guardian Esports fleet is Bryce Hamrick in the number 94 machine, sponsored by Abruzzi and Rodcar. Right now, Hamrick coming off a very strong top 5 finish. He's looking for one more once again. 11th on the charts right now, as we are going to start this one in just a moment's time. 2 minutes 24 seconds, and Kyle Freeman in the Fathead Energy number 29 machine rounding the final turn right behind Matthew Brower. And he is looking good once again. Kyle Freeman, not the best of starts to his championship defense. Of course, the champion last season, but this season not faring as well. 16th on the charts right now. Got a lot of time to improve, but he is currently almost 7/10 of a second off the fastest time set by the driver of the 73, Andrew Cootie. Still looking for that gap to shrink. Just ran his best lap, a 33.933. Best lap overall is a 33.842. He's still got a lot of time to improve here. We'll see whether or not he's capable of doing so. Max Molina in the 45 machine, up to a great start, and he is your points leader early on here, so he might be able to get the championship W as time goes on. He looks to be in a very strong spot to do just that, and Molina is 4th on the charts. He's got a very big advantage over Mason Flagar and Andrew Cootie. Cootie being here in the lateral, which in Flagar has not hit the track just yet. 21 drivers in the session at Gateway, a smaller track than the ones we've been going to, a 1-mile course. And for the W Energy St. Louis 100 laps of action will settle this one, and we'll see who's able to get the victory out of it. Sean Rowe gonna back it down to the infield wall there, still 5th on the charts in the number 99 machine. And Kenny Reel, he is having a great season, slowly but surely working his way up to the front of the field week after week. And Reel, this time by, is in the 6th spot, doing a great job right now in the number 22 machine, as he is the front runner of the undecided motorsports crew, with Brandon Redford being his team owner, and Redford at the moment in 9th on the charts. Tristan Rivers on his way in the number 43 machine, a very nice paint scheme there with the Richard Petty numbering. And Tristan representing Rodcar Guardian Esports tonight, and he will add to the fleet that is well known in this series, alongside drivers such as Pickle, Cootie, and Ross Corlett, Bryce Hamrick as well. And every one of those guys looking forward to having their teammate aboard. and perhaps becoming an even more competitive force. But the checkered flag is out in practice, and Matthew Brower will be the man top of the charts. He is on pit road, not getting a great view of him there, but we'll see what he's got in store for the remainder of the field as we head into practice. And there we go, the lights are out, a little bit too literally there, our apologies, as it looks like something has happened, and something's trying to load up on our end. Having a bit of trouble, but here we go once again. We apologize, but this begins your practice session here in Gateway. Let's get to the show. And Andrew Cootie gonna lead him through in the number 9 machine. Of course, now representing the 24. Although according to timing and scoring, still, he is the man in the 9. And he's the man with the plan. Cootie having a great season thus far. Missing one race, and that will be to his detriment, absolutely. But he still has a great chance to make up those points tonight. He's a very fast driver. And we know that all too well. Andrew Cootie's got the talent to keep going. As we are going into our first laps of qualifying. Led on by the driver of the 9 machine. How about Caden Bailey on his first lap as well? And Bailey just a bit further behind in terms of distance. We'll see how far he is behind on speed. He might just be in front. Who knows? We're just getting started here. Dustin Pickle on his way in the number 21 machine as well. And Xander Prestige going to be right there as he is rounding through the first 2 turns. And Bryce Hamrick saying that Andrew Cootie not able to change schemes in time for qualifying. And he will be running the Jeff Gordon scheme for the entirety of this event. Cootie down to the stripe, and that will be pole position for just a moment, but James Thurston goes for it, and he will have a 0.6 of a second advantage over Andrew Cootie. Dustin Pickle in second by only a 1/10. Redford up to 3rd, and Xander Prestige up to 4th. And it looks like Andrew Cootie has a strategy in mind. Maybe he'll get it this time by on the 2nd lap. Matthew Brower up to pole position. And this is the last chance for Andrew Cootie. He's a second up on his best time. So when he comes down to the stripe here, it's do or die. Coming down to the stripe, and for Andrew Cootie, top of the charts by a 1/10 of a second. And Brower looks to be done and done. He's not going to get it. He's 42 thousandths of a second behind the driver of the 9 machine. James Thurston not there as well. And Thurston going to move in front of Matthew Brower there. Is Brower done and done in his qualifying run. Brandon Redford, best he'll settle for is 5th. And Xander Prestige in 6th. Kyle Freeman making his way up to 7th, and now 8th. It's Ethan Dueldy in the number 15 machine. In the W Energy 213 Simmer machine. Takes the Ross Chastain ride around after his qualifying laps have concluded. He will be starting in 8th at the moment. Ross Corlett makes his way up to 6th. That's all she wrote for the number 91 machine. Keegan Clark in 12th on his 2nd lap. Maybe he'll have a chance to improve this time by. And now, Clark is down to 15th as Tristan Rivers on his 2nd lap looking to make some time up. Goes very wide here. Going to be a hard chance for him to do so. Keegan Clark, 0.3 of a second up. Might be able to sneak his way into the top 5 at this pace. Coming around the final corner. Pushing to the limit. Keegan Clark's got 0.4 up on his best time for just a moment. And for Keegan Clark, that will put him all the way up to 11th. 7 thousandths out of the top 10. But a very good run nonetheless. And it looks like Max Molina puts it up into 5th. And Sean Rowe puts it up into 3rd. Bryce Hamrick on his way now. 2nd lap for the driver of the 94 machine. First lap by was a 11th place run here. Looks to be dead even through the first 2 turns of his 2nd lap. He's only got one more chance to do it. We'll see whether or not he does it this time by. This is a do or die moment for the driver of the 94 machine. We'll see whether or not he executes. Coming down to the stripe. And Freeman Racing Network saying that the car is not handling well. Hamrick gets it up to 7th, and with 6 minutes remaining on the charts here. A lot of time to settle this one in qualifying, and we'll see if anyone else continues their qualifying runs. As it stands, every driver has gone. Are Joaquin Stewart, and Stewart, the owner of this league, will most likely hit the skip button, and we will be done with qualifying as we speak. And that will settle it. Unless Joaquin were to get on the track, and he most likely will not, Andrew Cootie is your pole sitter. As we watch his teammate and Bryce Hamrick with 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining, backing it down into pit road. And Cootie will get it done for Guardian. The last man on the racetrack, however, is going to be Bryce Hamrick, who gets himself into the third, and now it looks to be the fourth row qualifying. Hopping one spot down as Dustin Pickle, his teammate, will pick off the third position. And it looks like Bryce Hamrick going to keep on going at a very, very slow pace here. As iRacing struggles to choose which side of the track will give him a shadow. And that is all she wrote for qualifying. How about we get an interview with our pole sitter, this time by the driver, the Nine Machine. He has returned, and he has returned in fourth. Andrew Cootie, top of the charts in qualifying. How you feeling?
Oh, hi. Are you interviewing me? Hi, sorry, I had to go to the bathroom.
It's all good. Andrew Cootie, looks like you're going to be pole position here tonight. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I ran NR and it did not end well, so we were able to make this. But yeah, I'm feeling good. It's the last night of racing in my home, so because I'm moving. So yeah, we're gonna hopefully not end this race like we did Vegas or like we did Auto Club, but yeah, we're gonna send it.
And absolutely looking to push it to the limit here tonight. Got a lot of fierce competition. James Thurston beside you. Defending winner Sean Rowe right behind you. And Matthew Brower and Max Molina having strong seasons. I'm sure you saw last week at Las Vegas, even though you weren't able to race with us. How you feeling going against all these guys and a few more as we have 80 laps of action here in Gateway?
Yeah, we got a new guy in the group. Well, he's been in the team forever, Tristan Rivers, but he's got a new car and he's running his debut tonight. And Bryce and Dustin are starting near each other. Ross is right there too. So yeah, the Guardian guys are the Guardian Esports guys are hopefully gonna get a dub here. I know we got some pretty fierce competition with Sean Rowe, Brower, Molina, Thurston, all them, and they'll. My scheme didn't come. I didn't change my scheme in time because I just ran NR. So you're looking at the 24. So sorry about that.
But nonetheless able to make it here in time for the gridding procedure. Any final thoughts before the pace car rolls off and we get ready for the action here tonight?
Yeah, they need to update this track. That's my final thoughts.
And there we have it, Andrew Cootie talking about the track as well. Looks like we've gotten a few comments already about it, but still the fastest on the track thus far. Thank you for your time.
Yup.
And there we have it, Andrew Cootie in the number 9 machine. And let's go through your starting grid with Andrew Cootie, of course, top of the charts with a 33.835. And it looks like the league owner has given him a nickname on the timing and scoring charts. And James Thurston right behind him with a 33.876. Sean Rowe in third and Matthew Brower in fourth. And rounding at the top 5, Matthew Brower is not, but Max Molina is with a 34.037. Dustin Pickle in sixth. And then Bryce Hamrick and Brandon Redford on the fourth row. Rounding at the top 10, Ross Corlett, Kenny Reel, Mark Allen Bivens in 11th, then Ethan DeWeldy, Keegan Clark, Xander Prestige, Tristan Rivers in 15th, Kyle Freeman in 16th, Caden Bailey 17th, Jordan Herring in 18th, and finally Hunter Bogding and Matthew Fainoff. And those are the 20 drivers who will run in this event. Joaquin Stewart will be sticking to the off-track admin side of things tonight. And there we go, the driver of the 9 machine. He just came out of one race, and he's looking to make this one that much better. Back-to-back racing. He's doing double duty for himself tonight, Andrew Cootie is. Let's see what he's got in store for the remainder of the field. He's gotten himself all warmed up. He proves to be one fast driver on this track, but a lot of guys here looking to get it done. How about Brower looking for his first win? How about Thurston looking to become a championship contender? And all these factors and more line up for one great night of racing. The pace car is up, and we're green in the Dubby Energy St. Louis 100. Here we go. Andrew Cootie leads him off. As the field soars into the first turn, Cootie has him far and wide as they go too wide right behind him. Matthew Brower to the wall, that's going to be a big hit there. And he's going to get some right side damage, that's for certain. And it looks like right now, as it all plays out, it's going to be Andrew Cootie leading by about a half a car length. Sean Rowe on the back bumper of that James Thurston machine. And that's how the first lap will cycle out. Cootie leads them, and the remainder of the field is here to follow. Double file action in the back of the pack. Matthew Brower falling to Bryce Hamrick. Hamrick is the man on the move here as he is putting the pressure down the damaged Brower machine. He's going to settle up in 5th. The 73 machine does what Hamrick is still pushing as hard as ever here. 2 laps in. He's diamond arc in the corner and getting a monster exit. But it looks like now Matthew Brower is settled in and Mark Allen Bivens will be putting pressure on the driver of the 94 machine. Mark Allen Bivens, thumbnail driver for tonight's event. Looking strong thus far. Let's see what he's got in store for the remainder of the field. That's Dustin Pickle right behind him. We got a lot of mix-up in the back of the pack. 3 wide. It's going to be Freeman. It is going to be DeWeldy. It's going to be Xander Prestige for just a moment, but everyone's going to flare up for just a moment as well. But they all keep it together. Andrew Cootie on his way, and he is in front of the field with a decisive margin early on. And right behind him, James Thurston. Thurston down to the inside, taking a peek. And that peak will become a lunge. It's going to be the 96 machine going down to the inside, but he won't be able to make that move that time by. And the lunge is going to put some pressure on the Andrew Cootie machine. They stay going. 4 laps in out of 80 thus far. They are soaring. And it's about 34-second laps. Andrew Cootie's last time by was to 34.132. And the best lap for James Thurston was a 33.974. As it looks like those two are just about even on pace this time by. As a matter of fact, it might be a little bit of an advantage that time to Cootie, and that it was a 700th of a second advantage on the dot. Sean Rowe, Max Molina, slowly but surely reeling them in. And it's going to be the driver of the 73, Matthew Brown, doing the exact same 3-car thing. And he's the last of the 3 cars to do the same thing. It's a 5-car bundle here, and it's led by Andrew Cootie 5 laps in. Dustin Pickle now in his own world in the middle of the pack. And Redford there as well, back to the pack. You see some side-by-side action with Jordan Harrigan, Hunter Bogdan, Caden Bailey as well. Ethan DeWeldy right in front of it. Looks like they've all had some contact with one another, not a lot of damage. But certainly enough to move them down the running order. Everyone keeps it moving forward. By every one of these drivers is now Andrew Cootie is about a 2/10 of a second lead. Sean Rowe in 3rd with Max Molina all over the back bumper of Matthew Brower. These guys are getting intense. Thurston's going to take a peek down to the inside once again. He won't be able to make it happen. And how about we watch on board with the driver of that 96 machine, see what he's doing. And on board with James Thurston for the first time tonight. And you can see that time by Andrew Cootie gets a monster run on the exit of the corner. As they roll it back into the inside of the track. You can see that Thurston takes a bit of a higher angle through the 3rd turn, gets onto the 4th with a much better exit. Using that diamond method. Gets him a lot more drag through that 4th corner, and that's why he's so much better on the front straightaway. And this is where they all equal out once again, 8 laps in. And this time it looks like Cootie going to follow his strategy, and you can see how much better he is through that 1st and 2nd turn pairing. It's a little deficit of James Thurston, and it doesn't help him one bit, that is for certain. It's going to be a very, very wide entry there from Andrew Cootie, and Thurston gets back in the power quite nicely. Andrew Cootie on his way. Doing a great job here, leading the remainder of the field. As Matthew Brower putting on the pressure, and he put that pressure just enough to make him pop. Max Molina now behind the driver of the 73 machine. And it goes the way of Matthew Brower, even though he has that damage. Brower on the move. Hamrick in his own world, Mark Allen Bivens as well, but Ross Corlett leads the 2nd pack. Dustin Pickle right beside him. And now right behind him is Kenny Real is going to make the maneuver. Brandon Redford side by side with Keegan Clark. And everyone here is fighting for their life. Driving as hard as they can. It's double file, and Brandon Redford looking to make the maneuver as Tristan Rivers makes the same side by side pass on Kyle Freeman. each other for position. That time by, Rivers gets through Kyle Freeman. And this time by, it will be Brandon Redford trying to make it to the inside of Keaton Clark, and it looks like that time he will. Rivers on the move. He looks to have a lot of pace, and he will be right by Keaton Clark, chasing down Redford as we speak. Dustin Pickle still in front of this battle. And Ross Corlett there as well. The 91 machine getting chased down by his Guardian Esports teammate. 11 laps in at 8. And Andrew Cootie still leads the way over the remainder of the field. No caution has been called just yet. Clean and green thus far, 11 laps through. Mark Allen Bivens in his own world, separated by 6 seconds to the leader, and separated by 2 seconds both directions. Ross Corlett facing some pressure from Kenny Real. As you can see, Kenny Real watching and waiting as Dustin Pickle is going to be picked off. 22 gets right by Brandon Redford, right behind his teammate. And it's a pair of teammates, the Undecided Racing and the Guardian Esports boys going right at it. It's the 21 and the 22. Let's see who gets that position at the end of the day. Because so far, it goes the way of Kenny Real. He's going to get right by him that time by. An impressive job there. Gets the pass done quite nicely. And it's going to be a switch-over maneuver pulled by the 21, but Dustin Pickle does not have the momentum, and it falls in the way of the 22 machine. Nice job there by Kenny. And now, Matthew Brower. Ball up front, but it was Brandon Redford trying to make this maneuver. As the 21 machine falling back in terms of momentum. And it looks like Keaton Clark going to have to say the exact same thing. Xander Prestige showing up slowly but surely with a 2-1-3 similar paint scheme. And it's 2-1-3 on 2-1-3 here, 24 and 16. And the two drivers are fighting as hard as ever to make something happen. Tristan Rivers in 11th here, gets right by Brandon Redford, and Rivers now chasing down Dustin Pickle. And Tristan's best lap of 34.471. Not too far removed from the top drivers tonight, but his most recent lap is 3/10 quicker than Dustin Pickle's. So he's going to have to watch out that 43 machine is. And there we go. How about James Thurston closing in as we seem to have a little bit of a mix-up. Ross Corlett gets by Kenny Real. No incident just yet. But James Thurston is closing in on Andrew Cootie. And it's a two-car pack out front for that lead. As Matthew Brower is now right behind Sean Rowe. Maximilian losing some time. But Rowe keeping it steady here. And the 73 machine fighting as hard as ever. And the 99 will prevail for now. We'll see how long he holds on. It's going to take a lot to hold on to the end of this one. And James Thurston there as well. He's in second. And it looks like Mark Allen Bivens and Ross Corlett going to go right at it. Corlett gets him that time by. Bivens looking for that position number 7. And it looks like a big blip there by the Mark Allen Bivens machine, but he holds on. And Ross Corlett going to blip out as well. Sparks are flying at St. Louis. And Corlett is a bit of a blinker. Kenny Real watching both of them right now. And every single time a spark flies, that means there's an internet issue there for the 21 machine. And that signals how little these guys can actually see the driver they are racing. It looks to be now a 6-car gaggle led by a blinking car. So it's going to be up to Kenny Real and Mark Allen Bivens to make use of him. It's going to be a challenge. These two are very good drivers, and they're fighting up front for position for a reason. If they're able to do so, they will have the means to get by and make him look like he was an easy pass. It's that much harder to guess what a blinking car is doing. You never know if they're going to spin themselves out, trying to save their own car. That becomes a debate of its own right. As you can see, Ross Corlett is actually gaining some time here. Tristan Rivers has made his way up to 9th. And now he's going to try to make his way up into position number 8 as we are 18 laps in. And it looks like that time it is the Mark Allen Bivens machine getting in the wall, and they are going to try to avoid him. But he still has the pace to keep going. There is nothing they need to avoid right now. 18 laps through out of 80. Maximilina in 4th. Pressure for Matthew Brower. Looks like Brower slipped up just a bit. And Sean Rowe now pressure free in relativity. And he's doing a great job right now in that 3rd position. But Matthew Brower is Holland on the points leader of Max Molina. And when those two go at it, you know it's going to be a great night of action. And you know these two, James Thurston and Andrew Cootie, always fiercely competitive drivers. 19 laps in, almost a quarter of the way. No yellow flag thus far. Everyone racing clean and everyone racing green. A great job, every single one of these guys, as it's still led by the 9 machine in his throwback Exalta machine. And he's throwing it back all the way. He's got that 24 on it like it's nothing. And the story of it, quite funny. Racing beforehand, wasn't able to switch his paint schemes. Not a lot of success in the race he just did. So he fits into this one quite nicely, as he is leading the way over formidable drivers such as the Thurston machine, the Sean Rowe machine. Brower fading back on Sean Rowe. The mistakes are compounding, and his tires are going to wear out as a result. Bryce Hamrick in 6th in a good spot. It is Tristan Rivers having the night of his life and the drive of his life in that 43 machine. And a lot of Guardian Esports happen to be the Chevy guys, the Camaros, the guys who are running those Chevys all the way. They're the ones at Guardian Esports. Is Ross Corlett right in front. Yellow flag is out for the first time tonight. That looks to be involving nobody. And that, as a matter of fact, looks to be your first stage of the night. Meaning, we went through a total of 21 laps. And it all comes down to our first yellow, no incident, and it is won by Andrew Cootie. Stage 1 over, and it's going to be that 24 machine, or the 9 machine, however you phrase it, as the winner of this battle. 22 laps in. It's far from over here, as we will refresh our graphics for just a moment. And Andrew Cootie wins the first stage of the night. Everyone going to get rounded up by the pace car. And there we have it. Cootie and Thurston having a great battle thus far. And let's see what they have in store for the remainder of the race, where they are doing a great job already. And all 20 cars are undamaged and have not used their fast repairs, but everyone's going to come into pit road. And this will change the dynamic of the race. And that is for certain. Everyone not on pit road just yet, but it's going to be Andrew Cootie leading the way with Thurston, Sean Rowe, Max Molina, Matthew Brower, Bryce Hamrick, Ross Corlett, and the remainder of the field coming down at the same time. And the iRacing pace car, now the fastest car on the track. No lap cars. And all 20 look to be coming down onto pit road, and that is indeed the case. And the whole field comes in. This is the first big moment of strategy, and let's see who's going to be able to get it done. Pit road camera is in effect. There's the pole sitter, and here is the exit cam, so you can see every driver as they leave 9 o'clock on the eastern seaboard. And we'll see who's going to get out of this one first. And it looks to be 4 tires there, led off by Cootie, then Thurston's equal pit stops immediately, then Molina, then Hamrick, then Sean Rowe, then Ross Corlett, then it's going to be Brandon Redford, Kenny Reel, followed by Tristan Rivers, Dustin Pickle, Kyle Freeman, and then Xander Prestige, Caden Bailey. And it looks like the final driver in this pack will be the driver of the 33 and Jordan Herring, then Mark Allen Bibbins, Keegan Clark, Ethan DeWeldy. And coming out with a simultaneous stop. And how about that? Both Andrew Cootie and James Thurston spent the exact same time on pit road, an incredible 40.6 seconds. The only difference between the two, James Thurston spent half a second more time in his pit box. And Andrew Cootie spent 14.4 seconds to James Thurston's 14.9, especially impressive by the two drivers, and that is your first caution of the night. And James Thurston in the second position right now. We're going to get a few thoughts from him as we have a little bit of time before this race gets back into action. And it looks like, as a matter of fact, we won't be able to interview the driver of the 96 machine, but how we get an interview from a driver we can talk to right now. And it looks like our plan to get an interview will be delayed. We are 1 lap to green already. And these guys, when they're getting focused, they absolutely want to make sure that there is no distractions when it comes to the visuals, when it comes to the audio. And a lot of these guys are especially immersed in their simulator, so of course getting an interview at this time would not be an advantage for them. As a matter of fact, it would be quite a detrimental action. And let's ensure that all these guys are up to the fullest amount of concentration. They don't want to be moved for anything right now. This is the moment of truth. And they will get to the show immediately. Started off with the drivers of the 9 and the 96. 24 laps in. Pace car is off once again, and this will be the first restart of the night.
Green flag, green flag.
Stage 2 is underway. Let's go once again, led by Cootie. Here we go, and it's going to be another green flag showdown, hopefully. Let's see what these guys got. Thurston gets the back bumper full of Max Molina there. Very risky, but it makes it work. Side by side for the race lead for just a moment. Bryce Hamrick goes side by side for third. Hamrick coming into his own as the season is progressing, and he's got the momentum going. He's up to fourth now in front of Ross Corlett, Redford, and Rivers. And it looks like Matthew Brower is falling back to 14th. Not the best on that tired strategy. Cootie up to the high side. Going to use that momentum off the exit, and that's going to carry him right through. 26 laps in. He's still leading, and it's in a flag-to-flag performance for Andrew Cootie. All 20 cars still on the lead lap here. Side by side. And it looks like now Bryce Hamrick side by side with Sean Rowe. This is for fifth. And he will fall back to position number 5. Hamrick still having a nice night here. And he is now on the back bumper of Sean Rowe. Going to go up to the high side. And it's a double file procedure here. 27 laps in. Fighting as hard as ever before. We have a 3-car battle for the 6th spot. And now it's led by Brandon Redford as they go a little bit wide in the back of the pack. Redford side by side with Corlett. And with Brandon having that inside line, he does have the advantage. But he's got 2 Guardian Esports teammates right behind him. It's going to be a challenge to hold on from here. And Andrew Cootie is leading by 1/10 of a second. It's a very close margin. It's going to be hard to hold on. 28 laps in with these new tires. James Thurston seems absolutely rejuvenated. His best lap is only 7. Now 6. 1,000th of a second later than the one that Andrew Cootie set. And that close of a performance gap, it's almost impossible to tell who this race will go to at the tail end of it. And how about it? Andrew Cootie in the 24 machine. Now it's going to be James Thurston down to the inside line, coming down to the stripe. Drag race, and this time by Cootie gets the lap led. But it's clear that James Thurston has the machinery to battle for this one. Double file for the race lead. 29 laps in. Cootie going to try to eke it out using that grip strip. Gets all the way up to the wall, no contact. And he's barely in front. Now it's going to be James Thurston right behind him. And they are soaring and roaring here in just about St. Louis. Madison, Illinois, we are not in, but we are quite close. And how about that? St. Louis always providing some greater action as we are in the greater St. Louis area. As a matter of fact, and look at that now, up to the high side. James Thurston pushing on the inside, and he is moving. Side by side once again. Thurston's got him down the back straight. And he might have the momentum to make something happen through this 3rd and 4th turn. Down to the inside line. Side by side once again. Give or take here. And it's going to be a lot of giving there on Thurston's end on the middle of the corner. And double file once more. Andrew Cootie going to lead that lap. And it's going to be the Iora sponsor machine turning Andrew Cootie. 2 race leaders now. 3 race leaders collide. And they all seem to straighten themselves out. Unbelievable! No caution! Max Molina is your new race leader! And all 3 race leaders wreck at the same time, and they're still going. And Cootie's now in the manhunt. This is unbelievable. Sean Rowe loses 1 spot to Bryce Hamrick, and James Thurston loses 1 to Max Molina. And the big loser out of all that is absolutely Andrew Cootie. Let's rewind the tape here, because that was unbelievable. And you can already see by this point, they're all washing up the track and whatnot. And Thurston seems to have misjudged the gap shades of Darlington 2020 with Kyle Busch and Chase Elliott in that 9 machine. And yellow flag is out. And Andrew Cootie gets backed into the wall. Minor damage. And he gets it going immediately. Sean Rowe goes right through the grass. Cootie gets back on his way, pushes it down a few gears. Sean Rowe loses one spot to Hamrick. And Max Molina takes it on the high side. A risky maneuver, and Sean Rowe saves it. Andrew Cootie down to now 6th. And how about it? What a recovery from the driver of the 9 machine. We're going to watch on board with Andrew Cootie, who absolutely took the worst of that one. And we'll send it back 30 seconds to see that battle. And the quick thinking for Cootie there, getting it back in order. He didn't even have to shift gears. He put the power down, he went. And Sean Rowe did the exact same thing. As Max Molina is your race leader. 33 laps in, and that's the first caution due to an incident, although that might be a bit of a late yellow. And it looks like Hunter Bogdan involved in an incident as well, according to timing and scoring there, and that is the case. And he'll be waved around as your leaders all come together, and Max Molina is the man who comes out of that one unscathed. A very impressive job for Molina. Gonna be hard to hold on to that one, though. He's able to save it, get himself around on that wider angle. While he is your race leader, going to be a challenge to hold on with a lot of quick guys now behind him. And Bryce Hamrick has made his way up to 3rd, the big beneficiary. Molina, Hamrick as well, 34 laps in out of 80. And you don't see stuff like that in any league. How about that? The top 3 drivers wreck. And not only do they not stop driving, they're still all in the top 10 and almost all in the top 5. Cootie's down to 6th. But he was so close to staying in that top 5, and the caution sector sort of caught him out. Thurston is in 2nd, Sean Rowe in 4th, and Cootie down into 6th. They're all still driving like nothing happened. And it looks like Andrew Cootie gonna keep himself on the racetrack, even though he had that big smack up. And that 9 machine does not look to be particularly damaged. And while he's got some contact in him, down to the inside line, Andrew Cootie going to choose his lane. Now goes up to the high side. And look at him go. 24 machine in the flesh, but in the blood, it is the 9 machine. And from leading the way, all the way down to the 6th spot, it's going to be a road to recovery for the driver of Andrew Cootie. And it's going to be a road to success if Max Molina can hold on from here. 35 laps in, and we've only seen one incident-related caution, and it might have been called just a bit late. But it gives all the guys up front a chance to reprocess their situation. And that's going to be the memorable moment of the night. Everyone able to save that one despite the contact. And we're going to go at it once again. Led now by Max Molina, your points leader. Looking for win number 2 on the season. Look at a tie. The driver of Andrew Cootie with the all-time wins lead in the 2nd season. We'll see whether or not he's capable of doing just that. Pace car is in, and we will be going green once more. Let's get back to the show. Big restart by Max Molina. As it plays out, Hammer gets that inside line. And we're going to the back straightaway as Bryce is going to block high. And we got a few in the wall, including Rowe and just behind Andrew Cootie, Brandon Redford. And now with Max Molina up in front about halfway through the race, he's got the opportunity to push like his life depends on it here. We'll see what he's got in store. Big defensive maneuver. Thurston goes up to the high side. James Thurston has yet to lead a lap in this race. 2nd all throughout. And now it's going to be shot over to the inside line. And he's going to get through James Thurston for just a moment. Everyone's serving in the back of the pack. They are swerving like to... Well, it's not going to happen for them. They're pushing like it's their last chance. Andrew Cootie going to get right by Bryce Hamrick. And Hamrick falls down to 5th again. Sean Rowe side by side with Thurston. This is for second. And James Thurston losing a lot of time here. Andrew Cootie going to get right by him. And we'll see whether or not Cootie chooses to act on what happened beforehand. Not a lot of damage didn't ruin his race. And it looks like we got one in the wall, and that's going to be Mark Allen Bivens. And not good for the driver of that 076 machine. As it looks like Andrew Cootie going to make a lunge there. It's going to be almost 3 wide for just a moment, and Cootie's going to reel James Thurston in. Thurston down to third, and now down to fourth. Hamrick going to make the move as well, and Thurston's got an issue. And now it is Cootie chasing down Sean Rowe, Bryce Hamrick there as well. And Hamrick going to fight back on his teammate down to the inside line. Hamrick's got him. It looks like, no he does not! Cootie's getting sent around, Thurston contact as well! Big one! Yellow's out, they're still wrecking. Oh! And that's one that Hamrick had no room for. And that is one big wreck. And it looks like Bryce Hamrick just got a little bit too much off the exit. And he takes the 2 race leaders beforehand into one another once again. And let's look back and find out what happened. You can see they're already wrecking by this point. And a big send by Mark Allen Bivens. We'll see whether or not the protest holds on for them. Brandon Redford with a 25-point deduction following last week's brake check under yellow. And you can see Thurston goes up, and it becomes a 3-wide shuffle here through the second turn. Thurston taps Hamrick, Hamrick taps Cootie, and Cootie sent into James Thurston. Brower gets hit, Corlett gets hit, Redford gets hit, Kenny Reel goes around, Keegan Clark gets involved, and then Mark Allen Bivens sends it right through. Ethan DeWelly gets by. Kyle Freeman appears to actually get by that time by. And they all get involved. Dustin Pickle able to stop Matthew Fainoff. Hunter Bogdan almost hits someone there. Corlett having a lot of trouble keeping that car together. Keegan Clark still stopped by the time the wreck is over. And Caden Bailey appears to be on pit road now. And he is off of the racetrack. Looks to be the first retiree of the night. 41 laps in. We are past halfway here. And the cross flags have waved. And we are now heading to the final half of this one. Andrew Cootie pitting once again. It looks like this time by it's going to be James Thurston getting into his stall and Max Molina getting out of it. Then it's going to be Jordan Herring, Tristan Rivers, Ethan DeWeldy, Kyle Freeman, Kenny Reel, Andrew Cootie, James Thurston, Dustin Pickle, Matthew Brower. The winner off pit row, the driver of the 45 machine, and that is Max Molina getting the better of the field that time by with 40 laps remaining. And as it stands, we got a little bit of time, so we're going to go to a Fireball Talks non-stop break for just a moment. We hope you enjoyed, and we will be right back. You won't miss a thing. And we're glad to have you enjoy tonight's action. Be sure to like and subscribe. It's always greatly appreciated. Live on Fireball Talks NASCAR on YouTube and on iRock TV tonight. We greatly appreciate all the support, and we hope you enjoy the presentation. Let's go Fireball Talks non-stop.
This message is brought to you by the rebrand of Toronto Graphics and Designs. This publication may not be reposted without the authorized written consent of Toronto Graphics and Designs. NASCAR Camping World Ford F-150. NASCAR Xfinity Ford Mustang. NASCAR Cup Series Next-Gen Ford Mustang. Arkham Menards. This has been the publication of redesign and rebranding of Toronto Graphics and Designs. This version may not be reposted, republicated, or rebroadcasted without the authorized written consent of Toronto Graphics and Designs. Thank you, and thanks for your time.
And we are especially thankful for our partners for putting these presentations together. Gotta thank the Highline Racing League and Toronto Graphics and Designs for helping us out, putting these shows on week after week. We greatly appreciate them, and we hope you do as well. They're the reason we're able to go live week after week with the high quality content we hope to deliver to every single one of you. 38 laps to go. Molina's gonna lead the way. Let's get back to the show once again here in Gateway. We're gonna be green once again. Molina with a monster starter with Sean Rowe. And here they go, rolling as hard as ever through the first set of turns. And it's a nice push there by Max Molina. Sean Rowe second, third, and Ethan Duelli is in position number 4. Kenny Reel in 5th, Matthew Brower in 6th, and Brower working his way back up. And Andrew Cootie stuck in 11th now behind his 2 teammates. James Thurston down to 18th, having a lot of trouble getting through the remainder of the pack. And Molina leads that time by over 1/10 of a second. How about that? Molina is on a roll, and Max might just be able to get win number 2 and maximize his championship lead once again. Was Molina nice, capable of holding on with 36 laps left. A lot of time to get it done, but he might just be able to come out with yet another victory on the season. Sean Rowe looking to do the exact same thing. And Rowe and Molina, close partners in this league, working with one another quite well. And Tristan Rivers, how about this? Don't count the 43 machine out. He has joined the party, and he's joined it quite nicely. He is right behind your 2 race leaders, looking to make a statement tonight. And rounding through the back straightaway. No maneuver yet, but he is awful close on Sean Rowe. Gets a little bit of a defensive maneuver placed on him. And he will not be able to make a move that time by, but the 99 machine knows the 43 is coming soon. And Molina gets right up to the wall, gonna scrub it just a bit, no damage. Max Molina still gonna lead. Yellow flag is out. Once again, it involves a good majority of the field. They are all wrecking. Looks like a parking lot, but everyone's gonna be able to keep it straight, more or less. Ethan Dueldi looking to be especially involved in this one. Let's try to find out what happened. And as we send it back half a minute, start with Mark Allen Bivens getting a little bit of a tap there. Kenny Reel there as well. Then Dueldi hits Kyle Freeman, hits Ross Corlett, hits Mark Allen Bivens. Hits Kyle Freeman again. And that's what causes it. Everyone's going to pile into that incident. And as you can see, the width of this and the damage, it extends throughout the front straightaway. Everyone's going to be able to get through more or less. But a lot of guys involved in minor ways. All adds up to one major incident. Max Molina leads the field. 33 laps to go. And it's an aggressive push by the driver of that 45 machine as he looks for as much as he can get every ounce out of that car. And now everyone's bunched up. Sean Rowe second, and Max Molina is in position number 3. And he might just be in position to get the win. Everyone's slowly rolling through with the front straightaway once again. And led by the iRacing pace car. It's been a great night of action, but 32 laps left. We've only got a little bit of time to decide who the race winner is going to be. And we've got a lot of great drivers up front. And the leader of this group are great drivers. Who else but Molina in the 45 machine, and right behind him, the driver of Sean Rowe. And in third, Tristan Rivers looking to make an unexpected run, and Rivers doing a great job at that. How about we get an interview with the driver of the 43 machine and try to talk to him as he's currently having a podium position run and doing a great job of it. Let's get an interview with him right now. Tristan Rivers, third position. You look to have the pace to compete with the current leaders. How you feeling? Because you're doing a great job thus far. 32 laps to go. A lot of time to perhaps get the W.
I'm feeling pretty confident in myself to try to keep up with these guys. This is my first race here, so I don't know much about them, but I'm going to try to keep up with them.
an absolutely first race here, but showing a lot of speed. Your best lap on par with these guys, and you look to be within the same range of a few hundredths or so lap after lap. Sean Rowe and Max Molina dominating this season so far, but you're coming in and playing right up with them. So it looks like you got the pace thus far. How's the car feel, as it looks like you're on 8-lap old tires?
It feels very good, honestly. For no practice, it feels great for me. So I'm just hoping to stay up here and try to win.
And absolutely staying up front seems to be the way to go. And it looks like it's going to be position on the track over everything else. Getting up front seems to be the key for you. And now, 31 laps to go. You got 2 guys in front of you. How are you going to manage your time? Will you be aggressive all the way? Or are you going to have to wait for crunch time to decide what to do?
I'll be patient at first with them. Just watch their lines, learn how they drive, and then when it comes crunch time, I'm going to crunch, and I'm going to go for it.
Absolutely. Tristan Rivers on the number 43 machine doing a great job in his debut in this league. 3rd position on the night thus far. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
There we have it for the driver of the 43 machine. And Tristan Rivers looking to get it done in style. And unfortunately, we can't drag him back into the Guardian Esports voice chat. And that is an issue I'm going to have to talk to the guys about, because I cannot get him back with this team. And unfortunately, that's the way it's going to stay. Tristan Rivers is going to be caught out here, and I am not sure what to do about that. And Rivers is going to be all alone in his voice chat. Looks like he's going to be able to get that settled out himself. But here we go once again. Green flag is out, led by Max Molina, and he's got a bit of a blink, but everything stays same. And he will get another monster jump on the remainder of the field. And Rivers going to unfortunately drop back the spot. Hopefully, he's going to be able to get it back and keep himself in the mix. Hoping that incident is not able to affect his performance. As Matthew Brower now pushing to the limit. We got a lot of squirreling back in the pack. And Thurston's going to be set around by Andrew Cootie. Big turnover. And now Thurston's going to have a lot of trouble getting right back on. And that is absolutely going to be revenge for what happened beforehand. As Thurston's back on the track with 30 laps left. No yellow card for that one. And it looks like Tristan Rivers is going to have Andrew Cootie side by side with him, and Rivers is going to get into the wall there. And Cootie going to get him that time by. Brower in the 3rd position. Max Molina leading the way. Sean Rowe in 2nd. Brower in P3. Cootie in P4. Tristan Rivers going to perhaps fall. As Keaton Clark and Kyle Freeman battle side by side, trying to get up to that top 5 position. Going to be a little bit of a defensive maneuver in the back and pack. Brandon Redford on Mark Allen Bivens. 28 laps left. Defense is the way to go. As Sean Rowe has Matthew Brower all over him. So does Max Molina have himself all in the mix. Here, 3 guys, and they're looking as hard as ever for that position. Side by side for a second here. Brower has the momentum. And it's a double file procedure. And it looks like this time by the 73 machine, not able to do anything about it. And he will stay in 3rd. Cootie going to work his way down to the inside line. And there we have the answer. Cootie down to the inside. Looks like Matthew Brower holds on. A lot of scraping of that wall tonight has not been stopping these guys from pushing to the limit. Down to the inside, everyone goes. Top 3 drivers look to be about even on pace. Matthew Brower looks to be a bit quicker than Max Molina. Sean Rowe looking to be much quicker than the both of them. And Rivers having a bit of trouble here, trying to keep the car together. Damage coming into play. That's with 26 laps to go. Not a lot of time to conclude this event. And it's going to be all up to these guys up front. They want to get that victory. They got to push on it now. As Sean Rowe leads over Max Molina by 0.3 of a second. Brower is in 3rd and Andrew Cootie in 4th. Tristan Rivers in 4th. Now down to 5th. And Keaton Clark right behind him on that back bumper. Almost gives a nudge here to the 43 machine. And now you can see the battle of the pack is getting more intense right behind him. Kyle Freeman fights with Ross Corlett. And Corlett can have Brandon Redford go right down on the inside line. Redford gets him that time by. It looks like he'll be able to do just that. 25 laps left, double fire ordeal. Big wiggle. Kyle Freeman will be able to save it, but he loses that position, and he's now going to be down to 9th. And he will not be happy about that. Kyle Freeman will not be, of course. And the Fathead Eyewear Machine, not the Fathead Energy, my apologies. Looks to be having some trouble. We got a lot of tire smoke here. And that car is in shambles. Ross Corlett, that's an internet issue once again. 91 Machine looks to be blinking out back and forth. And we will see as Tristan Rivers going to play a defensive maneuver there on Keaton Clark. Redford gets up to his inside for just a moment now. It's going to be Rivers playing defense on a multitude of cars. 4, 5, 6 in frame. And the 43 looking to prove out why he is in front of every one of them. As the DoorDash Cup Series machine gets right behind him. Sean Rowe leads by half a second over. Now, Max Molina, Matthew Brower, and Andrew Cooney in 4th. James Thurston has worked his way back up into position number 12 and looking for just a bit more as he fights through the middle of the pack. Sammy Briggs will be in caution. We'll see whether or not he gets it. As Max Molina slowly but surely reels in the drive of the 99 machine. It's going to be close. He's gaining some time. Maybe not enough to pass. And with 23 laps left, it becomes 22 laps to go. With only so much time, how about we get our TrackCams22.com, crank it up in TrackCams22.com, TrackCams for gourmets, best cameras on the iRacing service, and we love using them as much as we love presenting them to all of you. Let's crank it up here, 22 laps remaining. And the yellow flag is out, 21 laps to go. That will put an end to our crank it up quite early. And let's try to find out what happened here. As it looks like Tristan Rivers definitely involved in that one, down in 18th now. And let's see what caused this incident. Take a 30-second replay, and it looks like Brandon Redford spins out Tristan Rivers. Then it's going to be Redford spinning out, so let's get a closer angle, focusing on Redford that time by. You can only see the fact that the 43 went around from this angle. And setting it back 30 seconds, let's watch once again and see what caused this. Down to the inside, a big lunge, and he gets very close to Rivers twice, 3 times, and that's what happens. Then Keaton Clark's going to get into Redford, gets on the grass there. And this is when a multitude of drivers get involved. It's going to be Mark Allen Bivens going around. Majority of the field up front gets through, but it's going to be Bivens and Tristan Rivers getting the worst of it. Redford as well. And 20 laps to go. Caution is out. This changes everything, especially for a driver like James Thurston. Thurston is up into 8th. And he's looking to get back into the swing of things and get himself back into contention for the race victory. All the drivers are coming into pit road here. This might be the chance for every one of them. Let's find out what they have. Sean Rowe going to lead them down. Your leader takes them all, and Matthew Fainoff will now be considered the race leader. Backing it down, 19 laps to go. Let's see who's got what it takes here. As now, the driver of the 24 machine, or the 9 to be exact, of Andrew Cooney, comes in. Let's see who gets out first. Coming out of pit road is going to be the first off Max Molina, and then in second, it's going to be a close race here. It's going to be Sean Rowe, then it's going to be Cooney, then Matthew Brower, then Kyle Freeman, then Keaton Clark, then Prestige, Corlett, Redford, Ethan DeWeldy, and James Thurston will be on for quite a long time, and he's hardly going to get out in front of Mark Allen Bivens. Matthew Fainoff choosing to stay on the lead lap for now. He's coming out pit road, and Bryce Hambrick will come down the pit road as well. And how about that? Coming down pit road, both of them will, and Max Molina will lead this lap. And he will be followed by the driver of Sean Rowe. Once again, Andrew Cooney up to 3rd. Matthew Brower up to 4th. 19 laps to go to settle this one. And now it will be 18 here in Gateway. Worldwide Technology Raceway always proves to have exciting races. And this is no outlier, as the 45 machine can have 2 laps of caution to go over strategy one last time before the race gets back underway. Very few guys have had to use their fast repair tonight, only coming down to an emergency. And for the majority of these guys, it has been a one-car showdown. And it looks like a total of about 5 drivers, now 6 or 7 as we go down the order, have had to use it. Kenny Reel, Caden Bailey, the only 2 retirees. 18 cars still on the racetrack with 18 laps to go. It will be 1 lap to green. And it's going to be led by the 45 machine, who seems to have the pace to control this one. When he got out front, making that major move on James Thurston, he has not let go ever since. And Molina is going to be right in front of Sean Rowe. The show is going to get on the road once more. Pace car is in. 18 laps to settle this. We are going to go once more to the green flag. And let's get this one finished up here. Molina going through, and Cody gets a great start as well. Max Molina is going to be turned right in front of the field, and that's going to be a huge one.
Yellow flag is out.
Caution is out. And yet another reset. Cody gonna take the lead. And he's not taking anything from anyone tonight. 17 laps to go. Max Molina around. And let's get the instant replay. And you can see Cody goes around. Sean Rowe makes the move and gets right through. Brower goes through in second. Kyle Freeman hit. James Thurston gets by. Bivens puts himself in the wall to avoid it. Freeman gets around. Everyone through the back of the pack makes it. Tristan Rivers makes it. Xander Prestige makes it. And one in the back will wreck. That looked to be Jordan Herring. Herring getting into the wall there. Straightens himself out. And how about that? That's going to end this caution. Sean Rowe, your leader, over Matthew Brower. Andrew Cootie down into third. And he's going to be taking his first position right back. Not sure if they're giving it right back to him. But Rowe clearly got by there. We'll see whether or not that's disputed. 15 laps to go. And Sean Rowe pulls up right beside him. And we'll see who's going to be able to get it done. But it looks like Sean Rowe going to concede the position. It will be Andrew Cootie leading after turning Max Molina. Thurston up into 6th. And he's been driving on fire ever since he got wrecked by Andrew Cootie, a race leader. And he might be able to make himself a contender at the tail end of this one. With Andrew Cootie in the mix once again. 15 laps left. Let's see who's going to come out as the winner. And it could be any one of these guys. They've all been putting on a great show. The guy like Andrew Cootie, dominating this season so far, needs every point he can get, wrecking his championship rival Max Molina. And of course, Andrew Cootie missed one race, so he's pretty far back on points as is. Everything he can take will mean that much more. Well, Max Molina simply needs to stay up front, and he's going to come down pit road this time by. He is going to have a hard time getting back out front to contend for the victory at this rate. And a very unfortunate circumstance for the driver of that 45 machine. Competition proves to create some rivalries here, and Andrew Cootie, no stranger to him. So while he leads the field with 14 laps left, James Thurston certainly not going to be happy with him. As the 96 turned from the top spot all the way down into 18th. And he has made his way back up into 6th. The wreck avoidance and some great green flag racing. He might be able to get this one done. Mark Langley in the chat saying, go Keegan. Clegan Clark making a great run, as a matter of fact, up into the 4th position. And he is putting these guys on notice. 1 lap to green. Wilkie and Clark stay up front. And with the guys up front who have not been up here all day, like Brandon Redford or Ross Corlett, make themselves known, it will be up to the guys who have been dominating this show to be the ones who get it done. We're going to wait. We're going to see. Let's find out live in 14 laps to settle the show here in Gateway. 67 laps completed. This will be lap number 68. And it's going to be led off by who else but Andrew Cootie in that number 9 machine. 9 machine's got already improved. Green flags out once again. Major start by Andrew Cootie. Sean Rowe, best of the rest. And Rowe going to be able to make that cut on and Matthew Brower there. Brower looking for win number 1. Position means so much more. The driver of that 73 machine, he goes down to the inside line on Sean Rowe. Bats for second. Keegan Clark is up into the 5th position, about the highest he's ran all night on green flag position. And of course, down 1 spot on this restart. Still putting on a great show here. And he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. That is for certain. And the young man in that 24 fighting with James Thurston now. And Thurston, a very, very fast driver. One of the fastest in this one. Brower looking for the first win of the season for the driver of that 73 machine. He's going to lay it all in on the Andrew Cootie machine. Goes down to the inside. 3 wide for the lead. Sean Rowe on the inside line. They're going to go 3 down to the front straightaway. Rowe's going to concede. Matthew Brower inside line. What's he got in store? Let's find out. Down to the inside. They're double file. And they're fighting like there's no tomorrow. Door banging. They're fighting like it's the last. And this is where it gets real intense. Keegan Clark defending like a lion here on James Thurston. Ross Corlett as well. And Corlett knows the deal with James Thurston. Seemingly, those two, of course, on opposite sides of the coin. Because Andrew Cootie with Guardian Esports and James Thurston is not. Side by side again. Brower dead even with Andrew Cootie. And these two are fighting to no end, and that is for certain. Now Cootie's going to let off, and now Andrew Cootie's in the hot seat. Chasing down both Brower and Sean Rowe. And for Matthew Brower with 10 laps to go, this is the closest he's been to winning since when else but last week at Las Vegas, holding on until 4 laps to go. And getting past on tire strategy. How about that? With now 10 laps, everyone fanned out single file with the exception of James Thurston and Brower fighting hard as it's going to be the grip strip with Sean Rowe. He's an absolute advantage. Brower's going to get in the wall. Big time. That might be damage. We're going to find out. Brower gets in the wall once again. And he is fighting. He's on his last fast repair. Every piece of damage matters. As by this point, it won't be fixed again. He's got to make sure that he keeps that car intact if he wants a chance of the win. 8 laps to settle it. And Sean Rowe in second here. Andrew Cootie holds on in third, but he looks to be losing just a bit of time. Keegan Clark in fourth. Tristan Rivers in sixth as James Thurston's going to pass for fifth. But Rivers putting down the pressure. He might be able to make it happen himself. Sean Rowe down to the inside line. 8 laps to go. And coming down to the stripe once again. No new race leader at the stripe. But Sean Rowe, he's got the momentum to make something happen if Matthew Brower chooses to slip up. 7 laps to go. And we got 3 cars in the blanket here. Max Miller works his way back up to 7th. And we got a spin. Multi-car incident. Noel yellow flags out. This changes everything. And that's another incident for Dwelly. And let's find out what happened. And sending it back half a minute. You could already see Ethan's very, very slow. Or rather out of control. As he has 2 cars get very slow in front of him. And he avoids James Thurston and Ross Corlett. And comes down onto the infield. Into the grass. And he comes swiping back up. Ross Corlett in the wall. And Dueldi hits Kyle Freeman and Mark Allen Bivens. No luck, no room. All three go around. And that is what brings out the yellow flag. Redford hit as well. And a series of young talents involved in an incident with one another. How about it? Brower leads the way over Andrew Cootie and Sean Rowe. This could be the last pit stop of the night. We'll see whether or not Brower thinks twice about his decision, given the events of last time by. Pit road not too kind to him last week. Will it be kinder this time? We're going to have to wait and find out. 6 laps left. And it looks like now very few drivers coming down on the pit road. Ross Corlett will be one of them. Redford not going to be. And Matthew Brower putting on a show here tonight with 5 laps to go. It will be at most a 4-lap shootout to decide the W Energy St. Louis 100. And what a race it has been so far. The action, the chaos, and the drama of it all. With 5 laps left, it all comes down to 2 drivers. Really comes down to 3. One on the front row, Cootie and Brower, with Brower having the edge. 2 laps of pacing. Next time by will be 1 lap to green. 3 laps. Who will get the victory? There can only be one. And if you got any picks for the winner of this event, be sure to let us know in the comments section. We love to hear what you have to say, the chat room as well. This is the moment of truth for every one of these drivers. Rounding the final turn once again, the choose rule. Time to see where these guys are going to stack up one last time. Brower on the inside and Andrew Cootie on the outside line. 5 laps becomes 4 laps. It's going to be 3 times around to get the victory. We'll see who's able to get those 3 laps done the fastest. The iRacing pace car, the final sense of, shall we say, peace and calm before the storm. As the engines are ready to roar one more time. Deciding this one a short shootout. After the long green flag run, we have to start this one. It's become more action-packed as we got on. And now, it will be between 3 men to settle this race. And the remainder of the field is not far out of the equation. 4 laps, 1 winner, and 1 man looking for his first win, 1 man looking for his third, and 1 looking for his second. And there are the top 3. And they're the ones who might be worth watching. Pace car in. 1 last time it might be Matthew Brower and the Brower machine. 4 laps, gonna get 3 laps. Green flag is up once again. This might be the final shootout. And this is the moment that counts. Side by side, door banging. Brower gets in the Cootie. Sean Rowe's gonna make it 3 wide for just a moment there, but he's gonna have to back off. Down the back straight, it's going to be Matthew Brower right there with Andrew Cootie. Sean Rowe on the outside line. No, it's going to be now Keegan Clark on the outside. Sean Rowe on the inside. Side by side, a door banging. Almost 3 wide once again. Big lunge by Sean Rowe once more. 3 laps to go. Coming out to the back straight once again. This time by, it's going to be 2 laps to go. Sean Rowe files it in third, and Tristan Rivers goes to the inside looking for the position. Brower, very, very slowly, up to the wall, Cootie up to the wall, Sean Rowe, mid-race leader, everyone keep it straight. Tristan Rivers up to second, we could see an underdog performance now, Rivers in the 43, and Rowe in the 99. Lead the field, Andrew Cootie, James Thurston, Thurston knocks Cootie off base, and coming down to the start, finish, line, 1 lap to go. It's Sean Rowe leading the way. Rivers second. Thurston's on the run. And they're wrecking. Cootie's getting wrecked. Last lap. Next flag ends it. Rivers goes wide. Thurston up to second. Now Rivers on the 96. And Sean Rowe leads the pack. Molina up to 4th. looking to get back in the podium. Rowe gonna watch the final lunge from James Thurston. And it looks like, barring a mistake, it will not be enough. Sean Rowe got caught once again. And Sean Rowe wins the WNBC 100 in amazing fashion. James Thurston, position number 2. Tristan Rivers, position number 3 on debut. And what a performance by Sean Rowe. Race winner, back-to-back weeks, and he is in for quite the ride here. Let's watch him burn it down in style here. Once again, back-to-back weeks. He does it like it's easy. And what a performance for Sean Rowe after 80 laps, getting it done. Hunter Bogdan comes down the start-finish line as well. Rowe, the winner. And it took all he had to get that victory. 3 wide for the tail end of it. And he's still burning it down. And it looks like at this point, Sean Rowe would go until the engine blows. Let's wait for that moment before we get the interview from the driver of the 99. And it looks like it expired. But Sean Rowe, he'll still come out as your race winner. What a performance by the 99 machine. Getting it done back-to-back weeks. Rowe winning once again. He is on fire, and he does it once more like it's nothing. How about it? And Sean Rowe, your race winner once more. We're going to try to get the podium position drivers in for interviews as we speak. Going to be a little bit of time before it looks like we get the remainder of the guys. Tristan Rivers ready for an interview. But it looks like Sean Rowe not in the voice chat, and neither is James Thurston. Although it looks like Rowe has gone online. We'll be able to get an interview from him first. And that is what we are going to do. Sean Rowe, your race winner. And we're going to talk to the driver of the 99 machine first. So long as he shows up in the voice chat and we're able to get that interview. And it looks like he will be able to do so. And we will wait for that moment. As it stands, though, how about that Rowe? Back-to-back race winner, and we do not see him in the voice chats just yet. Waiting for James Thurston as well. Although it looks like only one of our podium position drivers are here just yet. And it looks like we're going to work our way up, starting from the 3rd position here tonight. It's Tristan Rivers in the number 43 machine coming out with a podium position on debut. How are you feeling after that one?
Feeling great, man.
And what a show you put on here, working your way back up at the tail end of it, involved in an incident with about 25 laps to go, but you still put on a show and fought through the field, able to get back out front. How was it through that final segment of the race?
First things I want to tell Third that I didn't mean to do that. That's not how I race, and I understand racing's racing and stuff, and it's hard. It was fun, and the car felt good, but then sometimes it would I would overshoot because pressure in general, and then I'd make mistakes, and everybody was making mistakes, you see, and I was just lucky to come out ahead of most people.
And absolutely coming out ahead of most people, and it looks like tire strategy played a part in that one. 18 lap load set like the leaders. Some guys right behind you had newer tires, but it didn't look like it would affect you at all. It was a scramble that last lap, and you were able to make it happen.
Yeah, I pitted because I had damage, and I said, I'm just going to take my last set of tires and send it at some point. Save a little bit, then send. And I was sitting there waiting and doing good, and then the big wreck happened. So then I was like, okay, well, we're just going to ride. And I started getting up closer, and then on the final runs, and when they went up into turn 1 and sent each other up, I was like, I got to go. And my only shot.
And you were able to take that shot, getting up to third. And how about the remainder of the season? An incredible debut and getting it done in the midst of the championship battle. Next week will be Chicagoland, a 112.5 mile event. And the 89 Designs 112.5. Looking forward to that one. And will we see you once again running up front?
Chicago's a different track, so I'm not going to say, yeah, I'm going to be up front, but I'm going to put a good battle in, and Chicago's a good track for me, so hopefully I'll get 2 positions ahead of this one next weekend, or whenever.
Absolutely coming into this league in style. It's going to be Tristan Rivers on debut, finishing in third for Guardian Esports. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And there we have it. That is Tristan Rivers in third, and we're working our way up here tonight. And how about our second place finisher in the 96 machine of James Thurston? A tumultuous night, but you came out in second, and a lot of battles to be had as you worked your way up front.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was in every single position throughout the entire night, and I think I basically hit everything except the pace car. Yeah, I was leading lap in the 10 lap, 20 lap range. I don't even know which lap it was. Fighting for the lead, then obviously second in the first stage, and then I got in some incidents leader in the second stage. And I don't know what's going on with the side drafting, if they updated something with that, but it feels super weird. I don't know why it's pulling the car in front of you down into your car and wrecking it, but kind of weird. So that's kind of what happened between me and Cody multiple times. And yeah, I was wrecked lap 51. Didn't put tires on the car on the final pit stop, so I was in the back for that with 20 to go. Then they all wreck. I get back up front a little bit, and the car just drives absolutely terrible till the final caution, and then just had, I guess, enough pace to get to second. I kind of wish I had a shot at the win, but I guess second's good enough after a night like that.
And absolutely able to make your way back out front. That last restart, a very eventful one, especially on that last lap, navigating through the chaos. How was it going through that final segment?
Yeah, they all I think I should have just had a little bit of a better job getting past the 43. I just didn't predict it was going well enough, and probably should have just stuck it low and went right around him, but didn't really matter because he overshot the turn anyways, and I just got right past him. But yeah, at that point, shot was just way too far out front for me to catch him, and just had to settle for second.
And absolutely, next time we race will be in 2 weeks' time, as a matter of fact, and it will be Chicagoland. How are you feeling going back to the intermediates after night and Gateway?
Wait, what track was it again?
Well, it's going to be Chicagoland. It's going to be the 89 Designs 112.5, so back to the intermediates.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a good track. I love Chicagoland and these cars. It is, again, some more dirty air racing, kind of like this, but it's a lot less prevalent there than it is here, so it's not gonna, keep the leader half a car length to 3 car lengths back and not being able to catch the guy in front. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a really big tire strategy race, which is always really fun. Just hope we have less cautions, obviously.
Absolutely. Looking forward to less cautions next time by, and looking forward to more great racing, especially from the driver of that 96 machine. Runner-up tonight, James Thurston. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And there we have it, James Thurston, second tonight. But how about the man who got it done? And let's focus up on the driver of that 99 machine. Going to get a good look at his car in just a moment's time. Trying to get that great look of his burnout, but it looks like it's been a while since it has been on the racetrack. Sean Rowe, nonetheless, is the man who gets it done. And Sean Rowe, how about that? Back-to-back wins, and you win big here in Gateway.
Yeah, I feel great. Not a big fan of Gateway, but somehow I was able to reel the car in and get it done.
Absolutely got it done tonight, and it was an up and down race, but it looks like by the time Thurston and Cootie were out of the lead pack for the first time, you were able to take control and fight through in the upper echelon of the field and eventually get that victory. How was it through that final half of the race where things seemed to get a little more eventful?
Well, I felt like me and Max were going to have a really good battle there towards the end where we kind of had a 3-car pull away and then a yellow came out and that bunched everything up, and I knew Cootie was going to be strong, so I wasn't too happy about the yellow, but I get yellows have to come out because there were wrecks and stuff. But I was worried that Cootie was going to just pull away with it, but he got into Max, which I feel bad for Max. Me and him were going to have a good battle for it, and I felt like we had the best shots out of it. But hey, you get the cards you're dealt, and that's what happened. I was able to sneak around it, and then on the last couple of laps, I think Cootie got into Brower or something, and I snuck by him. I know those two were leaning on each other earlier, and I saw that. I knew something would come if Cootie didn't like what happened to him, and he didn't like what happened to him in 3, and he sent him into 1, and I snuck by, and I was able to keep it out front and get the win.
Absolutely, keeping it out front, the name of the game here. And it looks like tire strategy also came into play just a bit. Top 3 drivers on 18-lap-old tires, and the guys behind you anywhere from 17-lap-old to 4 laps. So a lot of guys in the mix with different strategies on tires. How are tires and fuel affecting your strategy getting to that victory?
The fuel was a little close if we didn't have that late yellow, but yeah, the tires is very hard to save for me. I'm not the best at saving tires usually. And when I got the lead later in the race, I tried to save my tires when I was ahead of Max. And it didn't really work, so we got that late race yellow, and I knew I just had to push it, try to get that clean air, and try to stay in front of people and use it to my advantage. But the tire saving was really hard for me, and I was somehow able to get it done because those late race yellows and some things went my way for once.
Absolutely, things went your way, and the next time we will be racing is in Chicagoland. How do you feel going into that one? Certainly going to be an eventful race as we come back to the series in 2 weeks' time.
I think I can have a shot. I've had success at Chicagoland and NR Night in America. Some of the viewers might know what that is. I got the pole there recently, and I led a decent amount of laps early on. But I think if I am able to put myself up front like I did this race and just really not wreck and try to keep out of issues, I think I can have another good shot at going 3 in a row. But I think tire wear is going to be a big part there, but I'm going to have to use what I learned from Vegas to get it done there.
Absolutely, using what he's learned, and he's using it quite well. Back-to-back wins for Sean Rowe, and that number 99 machine is on fire. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for putting up these streams.
And there we have it for Sean Rowe. And we have one more interview that we want to get around to, and that will be with Max Molina in the 45 machine. And he's requesting an interview with Max Molina, 4th place on the night, just outside of the podium procedure. We're glad to have you here. What's up?
Oh, I mean, it's just a good night overall, I feel like. I mean, Dirty Air was name of the game tonight. I think the Dirty Air impacted this race more than the last 2 races we ran. And we saw it from the beginning of the race with Cootie and Thurston being able to, I guess, just stay, within each other, not really being able to pass one another unless, Thurston got a run on Cootie. But other than that, it was really hard to pass. And, it was a good race overall until, it all went sideways for me when, I guess, Cootie made a bonsai move on the turn 1 and got into me. I looked at the replay multiple times, and it looks like I went to 3rd gear and he was still in 4th gear, and he was able to carry momentum than I was going to turn 1. So I can't really blame him too much. I see it more as a racing incident, but definitely killed my chances of winning tonight. I feel like I was once you get the lead, it was really easy to control the guy behind you with the dirty air. And that's the only thing that I had going for me off that restart is to try and, block Cootie with the dirty air. And, I never got to really see how it would come out with the 2-tire strut that I pulled there. But and then went to the back and somehow drove my way back up to the front and finished 4th. I don't know how, but man, it was I was flying there in that last run, and I was driving my balls off trying to get back into the top 5 at least, or the top 10. And, people, getting shoved out of the way, getting moved out, that opened up a lot of room for me to squeeze by and almost get a podium position. I really wanted that 3rd place. And, I gave Tristan a little bumper into 3 and 4, trying, get a little sideways and maybe get, momentum on my side from that, but didn't really happen. But, good job to Tristan there and Thurston, and especially Sean Rowe. He was one of the fast guys tonight, and he just played it perfectly there at the end with how everything shook out with Tristan being moved out of the way, or rather Brower getting moved out of the way by Cootie, and then everything just happening in front of him. He was just in the catbird seat on the last lap, and he was put himself in the right position, and he deserves a win. So it's 2 wins in a row for PBR. I can't be too upset about that.
And absolutely, PBR on a great run. And next time by, in 2 weeks' time, actually, we'll be going to Chicagoland. So back to the intermediates, which you guys seem to have a lock on. How are you feeling going into that one?
I'm pretty positive. Looking into Chicagoland, I think we'll have a pretty decent run there from PBR as well. It'll probably be something like what you've seen in the last couple of weeks, where we're trying to gauge on everyone else how fast they are, what they're doing in each stage, and then we're kind of just plan our attack in the final stage. I think that's what we've been doing the last couple of races, is just take the first 2 stages, learn from that, and then get ready for the last stage. So we may not be at the front of the field at the Chicagoland for the first 2 stages, but you better believe we're going to be there at the end of it.
Absolutely, Max Molina putting on a great series of runs once again, and your championship leader comes home in 4th tonight. The 45 machine once again up front. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
And that should be the last interview of the night. It looks like nobody else are requesting one, and that is how we're going to end our interviews, and that's how we're going to segue into your race results here in the W Energy St. Louis 100, and the 6th race of the FORL Cup Series is behind us. We're going to be taking a 2-week break. It looks like we're going to be back next time in 2 weeks' time, and that will be December 21st. So we're going to be coming back just about Christmas time. So hope you have your loved ones next to you or right beside you when we come back, and hope you have the whole family watching, because it's going to be a great show regardless as we enter the next year swinging. And it's going to be a great race, that is for certain. And this time by, Max Molina is not your race winner, but his PBR teammate in Sean Rowe is, and James Thurston, who qualified 2nd, finishes 2nd. Tristan Rivers on debut from 15th to 3rd is your hardest charger, making up 12 spots over the course of the race. Max Molina in 4th, Bryce Hamrick in 5th, rounding out yet another top 5 finish. Matthew Brower in 6th, Keegan Clark 7th, Ross Corlett 8th, Brandon Redford and Xana Prestige round out the top 10. Then it's going to be the Andrew Cootie machine, now not mentioned until the 16th spot, but then it's going to be Dustin Pickle in 11th, Ethan Dwelly in 12th, Jordan Herring in 13th, Kyle Freeman 14th, Matthew Fainoff rounds out the top 15, Andrew Cootie from pole to 16th falls down to a total of 15 positions, Hunter Bogdan from 19th to 17th, Mark Allen Bivens 5 laps down, and your retirees of Kenny Reel and Caden Bailey round out the 20-car field tonight. And what a show put on by all 20 of them. A great performance by every one of these drivers, and we hope you enjoyed the presentation. And it was a great show. 6 races through in this championship race, and it's getting more intense. Sean Rowe wins back-to-back, and Max Molina is still your championship leader. We thank every single one of you for watching tonight, and we hope you come back next time we're live, which is tomorrow night at 7:45 Eastern with the Iora Cup Series and 9:30 Eastern in the Highline Racing League High Point Premier Series, the SP 150. There, you won't want to miss both of those races, and we hope to have you back once again. Thank you all, and we hope you have a great night.